Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the search is still on for a missing woman in Victoria with new details in connection to her disappearance. This man is in custody after a Victoria police SWAT team arrest last Friday. And Texas game wardens have been busy this month with illegal fishing in one area county.
Third, chilly without sun and winds. We are going to warm up, and we might have some rain chances. We'll talk all about that and more. But first, here's Gino.
And the regional finals matchups are set, and we have 5 Crossroads teams that are still playing after Thanksgiving. We have a preview in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia has the night off. We have new details on the case of a missing 20-year-old woman. Amanda Stevenson's mother reported her missing last Tuesday. 25 News Now reporter Darius McCormick was at a search today for Amanda.
That's right, Don. A handful of people showed up for today's search. There were a few other searches this past weekend. The Victoria Police Department is now referring all inquiries about this story to the Texas Rangers. 20-year-old Amanda Stevenson was last seen Sunday, November 19th. Victoria Police found her cell phone. It was locked, but investigators are trying to gain access to the phone for possible leads. Police have also linked Amanda's case to an incident last Wednesday in the 900 block of Ball Airport Road. That's in far north Victoria County, west of Highway 77. A 25 News Now viewer shared this video of the scene that day. Authorities say they questioned a man regarding the location of Amanda. They were trying to pull him over to interview him again when he took his own life. Officers have searched various locations, including areas of Yoakum where the man took his own life lived. Police say his surviving wife is cooperating. Law enforcement used search dogs and drones over that property. A group of locals created a group on social media that has amassed more than 3,000 members. Many members have joined in the searches to find Amanda. Monday, some people even went to the search near the Guadalupe River. Law enforcement agencies within a 200-mile radius of Victoria are aware of this missing persons case. If you have any information that could help authorities, they want to hear from you. Call Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. Family members say Amanda's birthday was this past weekend when she turned 20 years old. The VPD has assigned a captain to keep Amanda's mother informed of what's happening. Don, back to you.
Darius, thank you. And around 4 p.m. today, the DPS confirmed the name of the man who took his own life last Wednesday. He's identified as Kevin Bennetson. He was 45 years old. Here's your viewer poll tonight. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. Here's the question. Did you or someone you know help in the search for Amanda Stevenson today? Yes or no? Let's look at the numbers. 14% say yes. 86% say no. We thank you for voting. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and I will have an update on 25 News Now after Monday Night Football. Last Friday, Victoria police officers went to a home in the 700 block of East Guadalupe Street in response to an assault. A woman was transported to the hospital with unknown injuries. The Victoria PD SWAT team was called to the home. Almost 3 hours later, a suspect was taken into custody. That suspect, 24-year-old Carlito Hernandez, faces charges including aggravated assault with a weapon. Hernandez is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $70,000 bond. A random act of vandalism in the Inez area caused about 1,800 homes and businesses to lose power. The outage lasted about 6 hours starting Friday night and ending Saturday morning. The manager with the Victoria Electric Co-op says his office received several messages about the issue at the Inez substation. The substation is on FM 444. Victoria County Precinct 4 Commissioner Kenneth Sexton says when crews arrived at the substation, they realized a crime was committed.
There was bullet holes in the transformer that knocked out literally all the power in Precinct 4 in the county.
The person or persons responsible could face felony charges. If you have any information, call the Victoria County Sheriff's Office at 361-575-0651. An ERCOT grid readiness report for January shows the power grid has less than a 20% chance of going into emergency conditions if we get another winter storm this January. KIII reports that could mean rolling outages, though they would be short-lived. The ERCOT report states the chance of ordering controlled outages, as they call it, would only be that high between 8 and 9 a.m. and only during another storm similar to the polar plunge of 2021. None of us want that. Now let's take a first look at your forecast. Here's First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon. None of us want another polar plunge, Howie, but it is chilly right now here.
No more plunges anytime soon, please, Don. Yes, I live in Alaska. I plunged for 3 years. I don't need any more here in South Texas. Now, we were on the warmer side. Boundary came through, spiked up our winds, dropped our temperatures down. But you add the lack of sunshine, added cloud cover, the winds, and the cooler air, it feels a little nippy out there. So a jacket for sure, at least for me. 50s this evening. Overnight will drop down to 45 degrees. Now, we're going to see some warmer weather, but the rain might return as well. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit, Don.
Howie, thank you. A statewide Amber Alert for a missing 10-year-old Dallas County boy who went missing in November after his mother was found dead inside their home has been canceled. KXAS reports 10-year-old Ian Aguilar was found unharmed in Laredo and reunited with his family last Saturday. The boy had been staying with his grandmother in Mexico. Authorities are still looking for the suspect in the Amber Alert, Ian's father, 38-year-old Juan Aguilar Cano. He is also wanted in connection to the death of Ian's mother. An 87-year-old Houston man was pronounced dead at the scene after a 3-vehicle crash on State Highway 239 in Refugio County Saturday night. The Refugio County Press reports the man was driving a 2001 Saturn traveling eastbound when it veered into the westbound lane. DPS says a tractor driven by Darren Kelso of Tivoli was able to swerve into a ditch to avoid hitting the Saturn. A truck driven by Ryan Plock of Falls City was behind the tractor and was hit by the Saturn on its left side. Plock refused treatment at the scene. Kelso was uninjured. Texas game wardens have been busy enforcing flounder closure regulations in Matagorda County this month. 4 times this month, game wardens assigned to Matagorda County cited commercial Gulf shrimp boats for possession of flounder in closed season. A total of 158 flounder were seized. Flounder fishing in Texas is closed from November 1st through December 14th to keep more fish in the water to spawn during their annual migration. The city of Victoria has called for a special election for mayor set for February 3rd. The city will host an informational session Tuesday, that's tomorrow, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just show up at the City Council Chambers, 107 West Juan Lynn Street. Interested applicants will learn more about the duties of mayor. Jeff Bucknight formally resigned to run for the District 30 State House seat. The deadline to file for a place on the ballot is next Monday, December 4th. The price of gas has been falling for 60 consecutive days, according to AAA. The current national average price of regular gas is down 27 cents from a month ago to $3.25 a gallon. AAA says the average gas price per gallon in Victoria is $2.61. That's down 26 cents a gallon from 1 month ago and 17 cents a gallon lower than 1 year ago. Port Lavaca has postponed its annual Christmas Festival of Lights parade. The parade was scheduled for this Friday night, but it was postponed due to Sand Crab football's playoff game. The parade will now be on either December 8th or 9th. The parade will start at the Bayfront Peninsula Park and will end at Sand Crab Stadium. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell, and you'll find Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6. Honda recalls over 300,000 vehicles over a seatbelt problem. Also ahead, Thanksgiving records are set on the roads and in the stores. 500 pounds of dog food was stolen from a senior animal shelter in Pennsylvania over the weekend.
Hello. Oh, you're adorable.
Cherished Friends in Germansville, Heidelberg Township says it frequently gets food donations. But a large portion of one donation just went missing.
Sometime between Tuesday and Wednesday, someone who must have needed it more than us came and helped themselves.
The senior animal facility is a division of Pennsylvania Caring Hearts. Liz Jones, who works at the facility, says she found out the food was missing when she received a text from someone picking up food for one of the foster homes.
Disappointing, a little frustrating. I mean, the good thing is it wasn't all stored here in the freezer because we can't fit it all here, so it was spread out.
Jones tells us donations usually last until the next one comes in. She says another facility has brought over some food to help.
It's got to be someone who knows a little bit something. We just continue along, and there's people that step up and help and donate.
Honda is recalling over 300,000 vehicles due to an issue with their seat belts. The recall affects Honda Accords and HRVs that were built between October 4th of last year and October 14th of this year. Honda says the vehicles have missing pre-tensioner rivets. That is the part of the seat belt that tightens and prevents occupants from flying forward in the event of a collision. Honda says the defective parts increase the risk of injury in a crash. It was a holiday weekend for the record books. Americans have been packing into airports, jostling at checkouts, and loading up their online shopping carts in droves.
Or they're taking off or checking out. Americans were setting records over the Thanksgiving holiday.
The Thanksgiving holiday period always has the busiest travel day of the entire year for us.
Thank you. The Transportation Security Administration says Sunday was the busiest day at U.S. airports ever. Yes, ever. With more than 2.9 million passengers screened at TSA checkpoints nationwide, 10% higher than the equivalent day last year.
Airports are very busy, flights are full, travel is back in the United States.
From the skies to the stores.
It's really the Super Bowl for the businesses and merchants.
Amped up Americans were spending big on Black Friday to the tune of an estimated $9.8 billion, with sales made from mobile devices accounting for more than half of all purchases.
The heroes here seem to be the U.S. consumer. They are strong and resilient, and they're buying.
While the early morning storefront stampede may be a thing of the past, brick and mortar visits were up 4.6% over last year, according to Sensormatic Solutions. Some shoppers looking to maintain tradition.
One of my favorite activities is going out and Black Friday shopping with my mom when I come home.
And some willing to go the distance to get discounts.
I got up at 1 a.m. this morning because it's like a 2-hour drive.
But the spending spree isn't over yet. Adobe Analytics predicts consumers will shell out $12 billion today, cashing in on Cyber Monday deals, which would set another retail record for the books. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
Governor Greg Abbott today skydived with 106-year-old Al Blaschke of Georgetown at Skydive Spaceland San Marcos to honor the service and sacrifice of U.S. military veterans. The governor and Mr. Blaschke were flown in a de Havilland DHC-6-200 Twin Otter aircraft and jumped at 8,500 feet. This was Governor Abbott's first skydiving jump. Blaschke broke his own Guinness World Record for the world's oldest tandem parachute jump during today's jump with Governor Abbott. There they go. Safe at home.
Nice little land there. Now, here's what we have. We're going to warm up, but we're going to see showers potentially as well. We'll talk all about it straight ahead. All right, a little chilly to be skydiving at the moment, so we're cooler with clouds, a lack of sunshine that adds to the bite there. We'll be warmer by the middle of the week, but rain chances will increase with that moisture, that warm moisture out of the Gulf. That'll start to increase our temperatures. Now we hit 56 degrees today, about 15 degrees below where we're supposed to be. And again, lack of sunshine, added winds. Ooh, that is chilly, chilly, chilly out there. Close to 90 back in 1994. All right, here's our temperatures dropping or staying in the 50s in the day, overnight dropping down into the 40s. A little breezy makes it feel even that much chillier, so our temperatures want to drop off. But what's going to happen? We will start to maybe get into the 60s Monday, or at least by Tuesday. By the middle of the week, though, we can start seeing 70-degree weather. But then you got some of these breezes, maybe not super strong, but hey, 12, 13-mile-per-hour winds when you're having temperatures in the 50s and the 40s. That could be on the very, very chilly willy side. But these winds might start to lessen by the middle of the week. Either way, will be warmer, so they won't be as impactful in terms of making you feel on the cold side. These were in the 60s just a couple days ago. That boundary came through, just wrenched out the moisture out of the atmosphere, and here we now are in the 30s. But you know what? When it's not super hot, really not that big of a deal. High pressure has moved into the area behind the front that passed through the area, so it's pulling the cool, dry air into the area, the sinking air. Now, usually high pressure will clear out our skies, but this cool, dry air, sinking air, is undercutting the warm moisture, and that's just enough to increase and develop some cloud cover, but the high is just strong enough to really prevent rainfall at the moment. What's going to happen is that high is going to start moving off from west to east, scooting off towards the east, and when that happens, that'll open up the door for now warm moisture to push up out of the Gulf, as well as storms from out of the south. So temperatures will start to increase, but rain chances go up as well, especially with some storms pushing through the area. I'm going to put an alert day for Thursday. I'm not looking at a complete washout, but hey, we could potentially see an inch of rain in portions of the viewing area. But I'm thinking most of the activity, where most of the moisture will be, off the coast, that's where most of the activity will be. But hey, we could still see some scattered showers in the area. And here's a look at our future tracker. What are we going to see rain-wise? Okay, I stop it pretty much when the high starts to move off. Now moisture's moving in. We can see some of that activity, but then some storms push in from the south. That's our best chance on Thursday at some of our rainfall. Again, not a complete washout, but hey, we could have some heavier bands in some spots, maybe potentially up to an inch of rain, with most of it taking place off in the coastal waters. 65 degrees for the water, seas 2 to 4, occasionally at 5. Our winds have come down, so no longer small craft advisory, but we're still looking at some choppy bays out there. Again, seas 4 to 5. 4 to 5, occasionally up to 6 feet. All right, here's our future tracker. One last time, look at some heavy rain for Thursday, but this evening will be in the 50s overnight, dropping down to 45 degrees. So yeah, that's pretty chilly for me. I got to start the car up a few minutes in advance. But 62 for tomorrow. Okay, we're making some headway there. A little bit of sunshine, that will go a long way. And then looking ahead, here is what we have. We warm up, but that moisture now increases our rain chances, as well as some storms. So I got an alert day for Thursday. We warm up, another boundary comes through, kind of just really changes our winds. But hey, maybe some rain chances later on in the week as well. But I like those temperatures back up into the 70s. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone. I'll send you right back to Don.
Howie, thank you. Sports Director Gino Perez is here. Gino, I was talking with a longtime friend of mine in Edna today about that great game, Edna versus Industrial, last Friday. He was there. He said it was a very intense game and stressful. And Gino, he's an Edna fan.
Yeah, I was there. It was definitely intense and stressful. And I mean, hey, it's only round 4. We got round 5 coming up, and one team is going to make it at least. We'll see what I mean after the break. At a crossroads, it was an eventful regional semifinals of the Texas high school football playoffs. But after this weekend, there are only 5 area teams remaining. The Calhoun Sand Crabs continue to roll through the competition and are in a spot they have not been in for quite some time. And that's the farthest the Sand Crabs have been since 2018, when the Calhoun Sand Crabs fell to Cal Allen in the 4th round of playoffs. Now Calhoun will prepare for the Davenport Wolves out of San Antonio. Calhoun and Davenport have not played each other since Davenport is a new school. Calhoun has beaten the team that defeated the Wolves earlier in the season. The Sand Crabs beat the team, which is Burnett, 42-14, and Burnett beat Davenport 42-28. The two will meet in the Alamo Dome on Friday, December 1st at 7 p.m. Winner will head to the state semifinals. The Edna Cowboys are also heading to round 4 after a dramatic finish over its district rival, the Industrial Cobras. The game literally came down to a 4th and long and a Hail Mary attempt, but the Cowboys came out victorious 27-24. Edna will now turn its sights to Blanco. The Cowboys and Panthers faced off in the postseason last year, with the Cowboys coming out victorious 36-22. Blanco shut out the Goliad Tigers 34-0 and are looking to sweep the District 15 teams. The Cowboys and Panthers will meet in Bastrop Memorial Stadium Friday night at 7. With a victory here, Edna will have made it back to the state semifinals for the 2nd year in a row. In Class 3A Division II, the Tidehaven Tigers dug themselves out of a hole they had not been in since the start of the season. The Tigers were down 14-0 against the Rogers Eagles before roaring back to take the victory 56-21. Tidehaven is looking to get revenge against the team that took them out of the playoffs last season. The Poth Pirates have had the Tigers number the past 4 years. Poth beat Tidehaven in each of the last 3 meetings, 12-6, 27-14, and 23-7. The Poth Pirates and Tidehaven Tigers will be playing in our own backyard. That's Victoria Memorial Stadium Friday night at 7. Will the Tigers break its losing streak against the Pirates? If you have nothing to do on Friday, you can check it out at Memorial Stadium Friday night. And after last week, the Ganado Indians are having its best season since 2019, when the Indians had 10 wins. Now, after the victory over Holland, they sit at 11 wins. Ganado will also be looking to make history by getting a win over their district rivals, the Refugio Bobcats. The Indians and Bobcats have played each other 6 times since 2020, and each time the Bobcats have come out victorious. Refugio has dominated all season long and will look to continue its 12-game win streak against its District 15 rival. The last time these two teams faced off was the final game of the regular season, where Refugio won 30-7. The rematch between the two will be here in Victoria as well. This game is on Thursday night at Memorial Stadium at 7 o'clock. Well, that's your sports. Don, back to you.
All right, Gino, thank you. We're back in a moment. The White House holiday decorations were unveiled today. And finally tonight, the halls of the White House are all decked out for the holidays. First Lady Jill Biden unveiled this season's decorations Monday morning with the theme Magic, Wonder, and Joy. Included in the decorations are 98, count them, 98 Christmas trees, more than 142,000 twinkling lights, and nearly 34,000 ornaments.
Goodness.
That's a lot of work.
Is that more than what we got down at City Council?
I haven't checked lately. Now, the official White House Christmas tree is in its usual place in the Blue Room, where the chandelier has to be taken down in order to accommodate its height. And by the way, the first visitors who got to see all of these decorations today, National Guard members and their families. So that's very nice of that. And I got the tree put up yesterday, so we're kind of getting it going. And I already see a bunch of people with Christmas lights out in their front
Those
yard.
wreaths that they showed in the very first picture, it was giving me Olympics vibes. I was like,
Oh,
they kind of
yeah.
look like the rings for the Olympics there. I was like, well,
Next
that's coming
year,
around the coming around
next
the corner,
year in Paris, yes.
Pretty soon the set's going to look like that. We're going to have all those plants and trees and everything. Looking, just not looking forward to the insects that come in with it, but it should be a fun time. Maybe just cool weather will get rid of some
there you
of
go.
these insects,
Oh,
guys.
well, that's a good idea.
Now, the rain they like, the moisture they like. They like to drink water just like we do. But as we do start to see some showers later in the week, we will start to warm up temperature-wise. This evening, though, 50s. Look what happens overnight. I don't like that. 45, Burr. Reminds me of parts of Wisconsin, right, Gino? And then we're going to head to tomorrow, 62. That's more Texas. Like, I want a little warmer than that, and we will see that looking ahead. Here is what we have. I talked about 70s. We get them back, but we can have some rain, especially Thursday with an alert day, Don.
We need some rain, too.
We need the rain. We need the rain.
A little bit.
Let's get rid of the wind and cold.
Thank you, gentlemen, and thanks for joining us. Hey, we'll see you tonight for 25 News Now after Monday Night Football.